Hello and welcome back to ISpeakSpokeSpoken English. And today we have another live lesson. We will wait until some people join, but for those of you who are watching after the fact, as I know that some of you can watch this even after we have gone off live and finished, welcome. I'm glad that you're watching. I'm glad that you're here. And for those who are here, I'm glad that you were here live as well. And if you have any questions throughout the video, please do not hesitate to put those in the comments and we will get back to you as soon as possible. And I can get back to you live if you're here. Today's lesson is, I believe it's top 50 words in English, which is great. This is very good, especially at the start of your language journey, but even if you are a bit further along in your language journey, it's always good to go through the basics and just make sure that you have everything there. It's good to know these because these are words that come up very often in English, and to know these and to see them in context is the key, because in any language you want to learn through context, as our minds remember things in stories. Basically, it's our minds don't remember. Like, if you gave someone a list of 100 words or gave them a story that used all of those words, they're going to remember loads more words from the story than they are from the just list of 100 words, because our minds don't work like that. We're not computers. We work with stories and anecdotes, and like almost if you add a story to something, it's much easier to remember it. So remember that, and that is a good tip for learning any kind of language, including English. So we'll wait a few minutes because we want to get as many people here as possible, and once we do, we can get right into the video. But as we do every time, I will ask, how is your week going? Oh, we've got 9 people already, but how is your week going? How is the weather where you are? And yeah, how are you guys doing? It's nice, and it's actually really sunny in England. I don't know how, as we're nearing December already, but it is pretty sunny at the moment. It's not hot, but yet it's not too cold, especially if you wear like a coat or something, it's all right. But yeah, the sun is lovely, and enjoying that. We're not used to that in the winter in England. Hello, Jesus. I am glad that you're here. And I am not too sure if that's spelled Jesus or Jesus. So please forgive me if I mispronounce your name. And that's for everyone as well. I try my best, but I don't always pronounce them correctly. But yes, hello. I hope that you're having a good day. I hope your week is going well, and I hope that the weather is good where you are. So please put those anything like that in the comments as we go, and also any questions that you have as we go as well, so I can get started before we go through anything else. Hey, Xavier, I hope that you're doing well. How are you doing? But yes, I will get into the video, but please put any questions that you have or anything in the comments while we do go through this lesson. So let's start off with some words related to people and relationships. So these are the people who are related to you, maybe your friends, your family, and all of this. So let's start off on number 1. We have friend. A friend. This is someone who you like to spend time with. They're not necessarily your family. Like, you can be friends with your family members, but they're people who you have a connection with and you get on with, so you spend time with them. Or some friends you don't spend as much time with, but you want to spend time with. So maybe a friend in a sentence could be, I was hanging out with my friend. I was hanging out with my friend. I'm doing well, thank you. I'm very glad, Xavier. Yes, nice to meet you all. Number 2, we have family. So a family member is someone who you are related to. So someone who, maybe it's your mother, your father, your brother, your sister. These people are considered your blood relatives, your family. You may also call some very close friends family as well. And that might be something that you say about someone who you're very close with. You can say, oh, they're almost like family. And also some people who you're not blood related to, but maybe they've married into your family. And that can be another way that that happens. So family in a sentence could be, oh, I went for a meal with my family. I went for a meal with my family. Number 3 here, we have teacher. So a teacher is someone who helps others learn. So right now I am teaching you, I'm teaching you how to use the top 50 words in English. I am a teacher. So a teacher in a sentence could be, I asked the teacher what the correct answer was. I asked the teacher what the correct answer was. And what you can do, as a quick little pause here, if you do have any words here that you don't know, or any sentences that I say that you would like to write down and learn, I would recommend that you write the sentences down and then review them over time. So you can pause after I say a sentence and then just review that sentence and go through it as many times as you want, and maybe use some kind of spaced repetition platform. There are many of them, Anki, Quizlet, like so many things like that. And using those, you can learn the sentences and really kind of practice using these this vocabulary in context. Number 4, we have student. So a student is basically the opposite of a teacher. So the teacher is the person who is giving the information to the other person. The student is the person who is learning and the person who studies. So student in a sentence would be, my student is very good at English. My student is very good at English. Number 5, we have neighbor. So a neighbor is someone who lives next to you. So the people who live basically on your road, or maybe a house or two away from you, they are considered your neighbors. So a neighbor in a sentence would be, my neighbor was being very loud. My neighbor was being very loud. Number 6, we have colleague. So a colleague is someone who you work with. So maybe you go to work and you have some friends who you work with, but maybe not all of them are as close that you would hang out with them outside of work. So they are called your colleagues. So a sentence could be, my colleague asked me to help them my colleague asked me to help them with their work. My colleague asked me to help them with their work. Number 7, we have partner. So your partner could have 2 different meanings. So a partner in terms of work and business is the person who maybe you go into business with, you start a business with them, they are your partner, they are your business partner. Or in terms of a relationship, like a romantic relationship, the person who maybe you're in a relationship with them, you've been with them for a while, you have a very close connection, and you might want to call them your partner, as it's a little bit more serious than calling them like boyfriend, girlfriend, or something like this. You can call them partner. So this in context could be, my partner is taller than me. This is a sentence you could use. My partner is taller than me. Number 8, child. So a child is a young person, so below the age of puberty. So it's basically a person who is like is very young. And you can use child. So the child was playing with their toys, and this is how you could use this in a sentence. Number 9, we have parent. So your parent are your mother or father. So either of those could be your parents. Number 10, you have stranger. Oh no, so we didn't put parent in a sentence. We have, my parents are I love my parents a lot. I love my parents a lot. Number 10, we have stranger. So a stranger is someone that you don't know at all. So there's someone who maybe they come up to you and ask you for directions, and this person is a stranger. You've never met them before. And those are the people that when you're younger, you're told not to talk to strangers. Okay, so let's now talk to the red. Let's talk to the red words. Let's talk about these red words here. So, as you notice, next to all of our keywords, we have red words. These are words that, as you can see, these are all of our keywords here, and we can go through them and practice some pronunciation, and just repeat them. And in repeating them, you are more likely to remember them as well. We have friend. Friend. So I want you to repeat after me both times that I say it. I will say it twice. Family. Family. Teacher. Teacher. Student. Oh, sorry, my stomach is making a lot of loud noises. I just ate. Student. Neighbor. Neighbor. Colleague. Colleague. Partner. Partner. Child. Child. Parent. Parent. And stranger. Stranger. All right, let's move on, shall we? So number 2 here, we have words related to time. So these are words that you might want to say what time it is or where in the year you are or something like this. But these are words that are related to time. So number 11 here, we have morning. So morning is the early part of the day. We would usually think of the morning as any time before 12 p.m. So morning. And this in a sentence could be, I woke up in the morning. I mean, most people do. I mean, some people don't. But I love the morning as it's a very calm time of day. I love the morning as it's a very calm time of day. Number 12 here, we have afternoon. So afternoon comes after noon, as you can see, because noon is 12 o'clock. It's the middle of the day. And after the middle of the day is afternoon. If you think about it, that is where the word afternoon comes from. So afternoon is the period of time after 12 o'clock and before maybe 6 or 7, whenever the sun starts to go down, which is where we come to our next one, which is evening. But we will put afternoon in a sentence here. So in the afternoon, I feel very hungry. In the afternoon, I feel very hungry. Number 13 here, we have evening. So evening is that time that is basically when the sun starts to go down. That is the start of the evening, really. And the evening ends maybe what I would say the evening ends once the sun has fully gone down, maybe around 9 p.m. at the moment, 10 p.m. I mean, that's a bit later, but I would say that the evening is anywhere between 6 and 9 p.m., I would say. And then it's nighttime. But yeah, the evening is that kind of bit after the afternoon, but not when it's basically time to go to sleep. It's that little bit between the afternoon and the time to go to sleep. So evening in a sentence would be, in the evening, I eat my dinner. In the evening, I eat my dinner. Number 14 here, we have day. So a day is a period of time which is made up of 24 hours. So every day, most days we have 24 hours. And those days make up a year when we have 365 of those. So a day is 24 hours, and then a year is 365 days. But we will get to that. That is number 17. But a day in a sentence would be, what day is it? What day is it? What day is it? So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We would say, what day is it? 15. So we have week. So a week is made up of 7 days. So 7 days, we have a week. So we have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. That's a whole week, 7 days. So a week in a sentence would be, whoa, it's been a very long week. It's been a very long week. Which doesn't necessarily mean that the week has actually been longer than any other week. It's still been 7 days, but maybe you've had a lot that's been going on. Maybe it's been stressful. So then maybe the week has felt very long. Number 16, we have month. So a month is approximately 30 days. So it's however long the month that you're in takes. Different months have different weeks, different amounts of days. So a month is approximately 30 days, and we could say, okay, I will travel to see you in a month. I will travel to see you in a month. Next, we have number 17, year. Like we said before, it is 365 days or 12 months. So, okay, I will, by next year, I will have reached a B2 level in English. By next year, I will have reached a B2 level in English. Number 18, we have hour. So an hour is 60 minutes. We haven't yet reached minute yet, but an hour is 60 of them. So let's start actually with seconds, because it's better if we go that way instead of the other way. So a second is a very short moment of time. It is a very short. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, they're not specifically a second each because I'm not a clock. But if I was to count with my phone, I could count the seconds. But a second is basically like that. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that was about 4 seconds. And then a minute is made up of 60 seconds. So we have been in this class for 17 minutes, nearly 18 minutes, which means that, 1 second, that it's almost been about 1,080 seconds, because if you times the seconds by the minutes. But yes, so basically 60 minutes makes up an hour. No, whoa, geez. 60 seconds makes up a minute. And then, once, like I just said there, 60 minutes makes up an hour. So you see, 60 seconds make up a minute, and then 60 minutes make up an hour. And that is what an hour is. So let's put these in sentence. So, in a sentence. So we could say, I ran to the shops in 40 seconds. I ran to the shops in 40 seconds. I will finish work in 30 minutes or half an hour, we would say, because if you think about it, 30 minutes is half of 60 minutes. So we would say half an hour, because it is halfway to an hour. And then we would say for an hour, how many hours have you been working? How many hours have you been working? You could say that to a colleague or someone. Okay. So next we have number 3, which is words related to actions. So action words, things, so verbs and things that you do. So 21 here we have eat. So to eat means to take something that is edible, something that can be eaten, like maybe a sandwich, something like nice that you like to eat, whatever it is, and then you consume it. You put it in your mouth, you chew it, and then you swallow it. You eat that thing. So in a sentence would be, I am eating Italian food today. Number 22, we have drink. So drink and eat, similar things, but drinking is when it is a liquid. So you drink a liquid. So I am drinking water, and something like that. You consume a liquid. So in a sentence would be, yeah, once again, I am drinking water. 23, we have run. So to run means to move quickly on foot. So you basically fall from one foot to the other and you keep on doing that so then you can move faster. So I am running to work. Or you could say, I am running late for work. It is another sentence that you could use if you were saying that I am late. You could say, I am running late, which doesn't necessarily mean you're actually running. It's just a phrase that we use to run late. Number 24, we have walk. So walking and running are a bit different. Running is when you fall from one foot to another and go very fast. Walk is when you basically just take it quite slowly. You're not running, you are just going, you're basically moving at a slower pace on foot. So to walk in a sentence would be, I walked to my car. And you're not running, you're not moving fast, you're just walking there. 25 would be speak. So to speak means to use words to communicate. Yeah. So I am speaking to my friend on the phone. I'm speaking to my friend on the phone. 26, we have to write. So to use a pen or a pencil, and then you record those words on the paper or digitally on a phone or something or a computer. So I am writing a book, you could say. I am writing a book. 27, we have read. So to read means to look at words and understand either a story or information that is written in those words. And you could say, I am reading a book. I am reading a message from a friend. I'm reading a letter. Many things that you can read and write. Next, we have number 28. Oh, no, I haven't actually. Yes, I have actually, but there's a context. We have number 28. We have listen. So to listen means to pay attention to some kind of sound that is entering your ears. So I am listening to a podcast, you could say. 29, we have to look. So to look means to direct your eyes on something in particular. So I am looking at the wall. So that is how we use to look. We look at something in particular. So number 30, we say we have to think. So to think could be to use your mind to consider something. I mean, a lot of people use words in their head that they then use to kind of reason something. So maybe you're thinking how you should get to work faster. You might be saying in your head, oh, maybe I can take this train and then this train. And then maybe you'll think through all of the possibilities of how you can get there faster. Let's go through our red words before we move on, shall we? So we have morning. Keep repeating, guys. Morning. Afternoon. Afternoon. Evening. Evening. Day. Day. Week. Week. Month. Month. Year. Year. Keep repeating, guys. Hour. Hour. Minute. Minute. Second. Second. Okay. Eat. Eat. Drink. Drink. Run. Run. Walk. Walk. Speak. Speak. Write. Write. Read. Read. listen, listen, look, look, and think. Think. Okay, let's move on to our penultimate page here. So we have words related to places. So different places that you might go to and that you might know about. So 31 here we have home. So your home is the place where you live. So the place where you go back to and you reside in. That is your domain, your home. 32 we have school. So school is the place where students learn, where they go to, and then they have teachers and they have time to learn. So let's use these in sentences. So home would be, I'm going home. I'm going home. School would be, I have school tomorrow. I have school tomorrow. 33, we have office. So an office is a place where people go to work, and maybe a place where different people have different desks and they can go and do their work there. So an office could be, we have 20 people in our office. 34, we have shop. So a shop is a place where people go to buy things. So a place where you go into and they have lots of different things that you can pick up and buy. So I'm going to the shop to buy some food. 35, we have park. So a park is a place like a grassy, green, open area for people to go and sit down and have fun, hang out with their friends. So a park, in a sentence, would be, I'm going to the park to play football. 36, we have library. So a library is a place that you go to. They have lots of books. You can borrow those books, but you can also go and read them there. They also have desks and things that you can do your work in, depending on the library. Most areas have libraries, and they are good things to have, so people can go and learn and have a space to do their work in. So a library, in a sentence, could be, when you were in the library, you should be quiet. You should be quiet when you were in the library. 37, we have hospital. So a hospital is a place where people go if they are really unwell, if they're sick, or they have an ailment that they need to be fixed, and when they go to the hospital, they will treat them and help them out. 38. Oh no! So in a sentence, we would say, I went to the hospital to visit my friend who isn't well. Number 38, we have restaurant. So a restaurant is a place that you go and then you order food, then they make it for you and bring it to your table. So we went to the restaurant for our first date. We went to the restaurant for our first date. 39, we have city. So a city is a large town. So maybe there are some tall buildings there. Maybe there are some landmarks. But yes, a city is a very big town. So city could be, the city of London is massive. 40, we have village. So a village is a small town. So a city is a big town. A village is a small town. So a village could be, in my village, everyone knows each other. There you go. Number 5, we have big. So words of describing things, so adjectives here. We have big, so something that is very, very, very large, something that is massive. So it is big. So a big in a sentence could be, the town that I live in is very big. It is a very big town. Or you could say, I live in a very big house. It means that the house is big. It is large. We now have number 42, which is small. So small is the opposite of big. It is something that is it is much more compact in size. Maybe you have less rooms if it's a house. It's just a lot smaller. It's not big at all. So a sentence for small could be, a mouse is very small. A mouse is very small. 43, we have hot. So if something is hot, it has a high temperature. It is high temperature. So 100 degrees burns you and it will be too hot to touch. Number 42, we have cold. So if something has a low temperature. So Antarctica is very cold. 45, we have happy. So to be happy, it means that you feel joy, contentment. Maybe you smile if you're happy. Yes, you're feeling joy. So happy in a sentence is, I am feeling very happy. 46, we have sad. So to be sad is the opposite of to be happy, of being happy. So it means that you are feeling unhappiness. So my dog walked away with his head hanging low because he was sad. Next, we have easy. So if something is easy, means that it is not difficult. It is very simple to do. So the task that we were set was very easy. It didn't take a lot of work. It was not hard. I mean, it could take a lot of work, but it wasn't challenging. 48, we have hard. So hard means that something is not easy. So it's the opposite of easy. It means that it is a tough thing to do. There's maybe a lot of brain power that it takes. You have to think about how to do it. It's not easy. It is hard. So in a sentence, it could be, the homework was really hard. Next, we have number 49, we have fast. So for something to be fast means that it moves very quickly. So you might say the Formula One car moved really fast. It moved at a very, very, very fast pace. And last, but certainly not least, we have number 50, which is slow. Slow is the opposite of fast. It means that it's moving at a very slow speed. So you might say that the snail was moving very slowly. Because we can't say slow here because we're describing the verb of to move, which would be, we would need to use an adverb. But if we wanted to say slow, instead, as an adjective, we could say the slow snail was moving. The slow snail was moving, because then we are describing the snail. So let's now go through these red words and then we will finish off the video. So we have home, home, school, school, office, office, shop, shop, park, park, library, library, hospital, hospital, restaurant, restaurant, city, city, village, village. Let's do restaurants as well, again, because I was saying restaurant, but actually we have a very quick way of saying the middle part. We say restaurant in the middle. Instead of restaurant, it's restaurant, restaurant. So that is something that we do sometimes, where the middle of the word there, and here in restaurant, we're not saying restaurant, we're saying restaurant. So we very quickly say restaurant. So yeah, think about that when you're saying restaurant, or and there are some other words like that in the English language. But with restaurant, you want to try and say that middle part fairly quickly. Let's move on, shall we? So now we have big, big, small, small, hot, hot, cold, cold, happy, happy, sad, sad. Keep repeating, guys. We only have 4 more to go. Easy, easy, hard, hard, fast, fast, And last but certainly not least, we have slow. Slow. All right, guys. Well, I hope that that helped you. I hope that you learned something today and that you were able to, like, even if you knew all the words, see how they're used in context and get a little bit and gain a little bit more of an understanding of how these words are used. It is very good to make sure that you have a solid foundation in any language that you're learning. So, knowing the most popular words and the most simple words are it is a very important thing to do, especially at the start of a learning process. But even when you're a bit further through, it's always good to review and have a look at some, like, maybe some language and that is a little bit easier than the stuff that you're usually doing. But just reviewing it is a very good thing to do. So I hope that you enjoyed the lesson. I hope that you guys have a very good week and that the weather is nice to you all. I've been James. We've been I Speak Spoke Spoken English, and joyfully